Hey, how's it going today? We are going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be unboxing and installing a garbage disposal. So the garbage disposal I have in there is a half horsepower and this is a third horsepower. But I really don't use it that much, so it doesn't really matter. So let's unbox this and take a look what's inside. Okay, so here's what's in the box. Obviously you got your instructions. You got this, which has your drain pipe, some flanges, and some gaskets. It has a little wrench in there. This part is the part that the garbage disposal hangs on. This top ring here goes in your sink, and then this goes underneath and holds on to the disposal. And this is the garbage disposal itself. This part I actually already have in the sink, and I'm going to try and use the old one. So, but if you do put this on, you just take it apart, put plumber's putty underneath this ring, push that into the sink, and then screw this on. So let's get started. Alright, so underneath the sink you're going to want to disconnect the electricity. Mine just has this outlet that's plugged into, but yours might be hardwired, in which case you want to shut the breaker off and then disconnect the electricity underneath here. But for mine, you just unplug it. To take the garbage disposal out, you have to take this hose off for the dishwasher, which is right here. If you don't have a dishwasher, you won't have this hose. You also have to take the drain off down here. There's one screw on the back of the garbage disposal, and then you take this flange off and this whole black pipe will slide out. Okay, so once you get your hoses disconnected, you can drop the garbage disposal down. You just twist this ring on the top of it. You use the little wrench they gave you and it'll drop down. It is quite heavy, so make sure you're holding on to it. To do the wiring, you need to remove this screw, and you'll see the wire nuts in there, and then loosen these two screws and you can pull the wire out through. Let me show you that. Okay, the wiring's pretty straightforward. White to white, black to black, and you can see the green ground wire screws on that screw in there. So let's get these disconnected. Once you have the wire out, you need to remove this wire clamp to add onto the new one, and remove this screw to expose the wiring. Feed the wiring through the clamp and then wire it up just as it was, white to white, black to black, and the ground on the screw. Okay, so if you have a dishwasher, you have to knock the plug out from in this hole. Just take a hammer, run a screwdriver down in there, and just hit it a couple times, and then you fish it out through this hole. To get the garbage disposal back on, you just lift it up in here, line up the flanges, and twist that on. And then you can just turn it around as you need to and adjust so that the drain will line up. Make sure the top flange doesn't come off as you're trying to align it. So with any project like this, you're going to run into problems, and here is my problem. The drain no longer reaches the garbage disposal. And unfortunately, whoever put this drain in didn't put one in that you can move around. It's all permanently glued together. So I'm going to have to put in a whole new drain. I'm going to have to cut this off at the wall But you want to make sure you leave enough sticking out that you can add on to it. So I'm going to cut this off with the Sawzall, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so I made a trip to the hardware store and got some parts that I need. This is the old trap, and it's all glued in place. You can't replace any of it. You can't move it around or anything. So I got this one that you can twist around. It helps you get it in place a little bit easier. And I'm going to rebuild it, put this tall piece on it because that piece is correct. And the way you do that is with this all-purpose cement. What you want to do is put a layer of glue around the outside of the part you're gluing and a layer of glue around the inside of what you're gluing. And it dries very fast. Once you do this, you have to work really fast. So let me put that together and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, so I got my short piece cut. You want to make sure and get any burrs or dust off of it. Make sure it's nice and clean. Then you dry fit everything together and make sure it's going to fit right. So that looks pretty good right there. Now I'm going to just glue one joint and show you how to glue it. So just put the cement around the outside of the one piece. And then you put it around the inside of the other piece. And just twist them together. Like I said, it dries fast, so make sure you work fast. There's that piece. Let's get the rest together. So for the pipe in the wall, I'm actually going to extend it out a little bit to make it easier in the future if I have to do any more work on it. So I'm going to extend it out about 3 inches with this coupler. Okay, so this is everything that I dry fit together. Make sure you dry fit it and make sure everything's going to fit first, because once you glue it, you can't get it back apart and you'll end up just wasting parts. So make sure everything fits. And here you can see it looks pretty good. Comes out of the wall. There's the trap. Goes up to the disposal and fits right up against there tightly. Flange fits, lines up. So everything should be good. Let's glue this together. You can see the extension I made over there. It all comes down to the trap. Let's go up top and see if it works. Okay, so it's draining fine. The garbage disposal works. It's all wired up right. And if you look down underneath, there's no leaks or anything. Everything seems to be working fine. And I hope this video helped you guys if you're doing this for the first time. And have a good day. We'll see you in the next video.